The energy of stress is called triple warmer in Eastern medicine. Triple warmer turns on fight, flight, or freeze whenever it senses that you're not safe. The stress response also compromises the immune system. We will be working to calm the triple warmer energy, restore the parasympathetic peaceful nervous system, reinforce boundaries, and stimulate the immune system. I encourage you to watch and follow the first part of the video through once. Then watch it again, and stop the video whenever you want more time with an exercise. It is better to go slowly so that the body has a chance to absorb and integrate these new patterns. Experiment. See which exercises have the greatest impact for you. The energy body resists change, so even if the exercises help you manage the current situation, they should be repeated daily or even more often if circumstances warrant. There are additional videos on YouTube and on my website, www.dragonflyhealer.com. Let's begin. First, we're going to thump and stimulate some acupressure points, the kidney 27 points. To find them, you can shrug your shoulders, and right at the tips of your collarbones, you will find underneath them some divots. And this is where K27 is. If you rub these points, it gets your energies moving in the direction that they're supposed to go, which sometimes they don't, and you feel very fatigued. 15 seconds is plenty. Next, we're going to get rid of energies that really aren't working for us anymore with an exercise called blowing out or expelling the venom. Rub your hands together and shake them out. Bring them up overhead as you inhale and tighten all your muscles. As you exhale, release whatever is no longer serving you. Release it into a recycling bin, a universal recycling bin created with your imagination. Try it a few times. And if you know what it is that you need to release, have that in your mind as you're releasing. You could even shout it. Okay. Now that we've made some space, bring your power back. Reach out and think about anything that has triggered you to be unhappy or scared. And that was a part of you that you left. It was your reaction to the situation, and you left a piece of yourself. So bring all those pieces that you can back into your heart with a nice deep sigh. And now that we've brought our power back and we've gotten rid of what no longer serves us, let's put in some very strong boundaries. Your aura extends beyond your fingertips, but you can imagine that you are putting in figure 8 patterns, infinity signs, which strengthen your field, and you can also put a pretty color and affirmations of safety into this boundary, which is called a smart filter. Now, let's continue with our boundaries by putting in what is called the zip up. Move your hands up the front of the body like you're conducting a little orchestra, sealing in the chakras, protecting yourself. This is the most receptive area of the body. We want to make sure that the boundary is very secure. When you get to your mouth, pretend you have a little key, lock in that energy, and throw away the key. Next, we have an exercise called the hook in, which connects this central channel to the energy that runs up and behind the back and over the head. Together, they form what's called the microcosmic orbit. It is an energy of light that's holding all of the other energies in place. You take your middle finger and put it in your belly button. If you're an outie, don't worry, just put it where you can. And the other middle finger goes right between the eyebrows. Some people call this the third eye. And then breathe in your nose and out your mouth for 20 to 30 seconds. You may yawn or sigh, or you may actually get a rush of energy. Don't worry if you don't. but you may, and that will indicate that these energies have actually connected with each other. Again, you can do these for as long as you like. Let's go on to working with fear. There is a point on the back of the hand called the gamut point. It's in between the fourth finger and the pinky. If you place your hand over your heart and stimulate this point by tapping it, you can alleviate fear. Bring to mind whatever you are fearful about. And breathe. Do this for as long as you need to, or until the fear alleviates. You'll be doing some of this in the EFT process as well. Triple warmer, the energy of stress, is a meridian, as I mentioned, and it runs from the fourth finger up the back of the arm, comes around the back of the ear, and ends on the temple. This is on both sides. Many people you might see doing this just out of habit. This is a way to calm triple warmer, because when we run a meridian backwards, a meridian runs in one direction like a river. And if you run the meridian forward, you give it energy because your hands have energy to them. But if you run it backwards, you take energy away. And that's how we're going to get some of the triple warmer, the energy of stress, to calm down. This exercise is called the triple warmer smoothie, or smoothing behind the ears. And basically, it's really just this with some additional parts. So, rub your hands together, shake them off. This clears off whatever residual energies are on them. And place your fingers gently on the temples. This is where triple warmer ends. We're going to start out running triple warmer backwards behind the ears. So take a nice deep breath. And slowly smooth behind the ears. This may be a good time to reassure triple warmer that these practices are safe. Then dig your fingers into your traps and move your neck around. There's a lot of tension in the traps always. Take some nice breaths here and let your elbows hang down, let gravity pull them down. And then just let your hands drop to your heart with a deep sigh again. That's the triple warmer smoothie. The main stress points of the body are found right here. This is part of the energy of the frontal lobe of the brain where we do all our thinking. Unfortunately, when we are in a stress response, a lot of that blood that allows us to think leaves the brain to go into the limbs so that the animal or you could run away. We need to bring the blood back to the forebrain, and we do that by holding the forehead gently, and then you can put another hand right behind your head. You can do this on yourself, but it's really wonderful if you can get somebody to do it for you. Oh, here we have somebody that I can demonstrate on. Please sit down. All right, so all I'm going to do is place my hand very gently, and if the person has a headache, you don't even really have to touch them. Just really gently there and here. And hold it for a minute, maybe longer. But you'll start feeling energy happening between your hands, and they should start to calm down pretty fast. They could also be lying down. This can help somebody fall asleep. Thank you, helper. Okay, working again with triple warmer, we're going to do something called the spleen triple warmer hug. Spleen energy is the opposite of triple warmer. Triple warmer doesn't want you to change. It likes the status quo, even if the status quo is not very good. But spleen wants you to be happy. It wants you to integrate and help you change. Unfortunately, triple warmer takes spleen's energy away from it, so it doesn't have a lot to work with most of the time. This exercise helps to restore the balance between spleen and triple warmer. There is a triple warmer point right above the elbow. If you bend your elbow, you'll feel a little divot right here. That's triple warmer 10. You're going to hold that with your left hand, and with your right hand, hold around the left side of your body where spleen is, and then just breathe. This helps to stimulate the immune system. The spleen is in charge of the immune system and can calm you very quickly. Here is a variation of this exercise that can help with anxiety and pain and many, many things. Try it, see if you like it. Keep this hand here and put your middle finger as deeply in your armpit as you can. The other hand, the rest of your fingers can just hold around the side of your body. And again, just breathe. You could be lying down, sitting down, and hold this for as long as you like. The vagus nerve, which is one of the cranial nerves, connects to all of the organs of the body. And when we're in stress, the vagus nerve is not at its finest. And we can have digestive issues, blood pressure, heart. All these things are stimulated by the vagus nerve. So let's, first of all, stimulate the vagus nerve, and then we're going to balance the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. The name of this exercise is the peacemaker. Take your wrists and rub them together, and then take your middle fingers and put them in the little divot under your earlobe. Come up. Your finger is much bigger than this acupressure point, so don't worry about being so exact, but it is triple warmer 17 if you want to look it up. All right, and then put your pinkies by the side of your mouth, put your other fingers around your neck where the vagus runs, and just breathe. And you can hold this for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. If you have trouble falling asleep, lie down and put a pillow under your elbows so that you can support them, and you'll be surprised how fast you will be relaxed. So return to this exercise because we're not going to hold it for 3 minutes here. The next exercise helps to balance the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Again, we're going to be working with the vagus. But this time, let's use the pinky because we want to be able to wrap our fingers around the neck. And the hand is on the same side. That can be a little confusing because that feels more, but this is the way the exercise works. On the same side, and the other hand goes on your shoulder. And then breathe. Slowly start to drag the hand from the shoulder down to that little divot we spoke about and give it a little rub, that triple warmer point. We are tracing triple warmer backwards. And then slowly drag both hands to the heart. Hold the fourth finger, again a triple warmer area, and bring both hands to the belly. Then do the other side. So we're here with the pinky behind the earlobe, the bottom of the earlobe, fingers around the neck, other hand at the shoulder. Breathe. And then start slowly running your hand down the back of the arm, giving that point above the elbow a little rub. Bring both hands to the heart. And then grab a hold of the fourth finger and take both hands to the belly. And last but not least, we're going to connect with the higher energies, the energies of light, the energies of our soul. The first exercise is called Heaven Rushing In, and all you do is extend your hands. Doing this outside is even more beautiful. Connect with whatever you believe is greater than you. Those high vibrations of light and love, hope, gratitude. Feel your hands tingling as they fill with this light, and then bring it into your heart. Right above your heart is a vortex called heaven rushing in, and it doesn't take long for you to feel connected and at one with the universe. And now we're going to turn on what are called the radiant circuits, the energies of light. Rub your hands together, again, shake them out. Connect with the light, fill your hands, and draw 3 hearts of light around your face. Imagine your face lighting up with these hearts. And then draw 3 hearts around your heart and torso. Then come up and draw big hearts all around your body. Big hearts of light. And then bring those hearts of light back to your own heart with a deep sigh. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Lena Kushner, and I'm really honored to bring you just a short tapping practice today to help you relieve some of the stress that you may be holding in your body. There's so much happening right now, your own personal experiences, what's happening around you, the trauma, the stress, and we hold so much of it inside of our bodies. And tapping is one way to be able to process and release some of that stress that we're holding in our bodies. And without going into a full explanation, just for the sake of time here, I can explain that when we tap on certain points in our body, we're actually able to access our subconscious mind and what we're holding on to in a way that allows us to release it without having to cognitively process it. So, an individualized one on one session where I, as a practitioner, can use your exact words is always ideal. But we do have the ability to still process and release some of the things we're holding on to, even with more general language that can be used across the board. So, if you'd like to learn more about EFT in particular, you can check out EFT Universe and you can find me on their practitioner page. But I'm going to guide you through this short practice. So, even if you don't have any other experience, all you have to do is follow me, and hopefully you feel a bit better at the end of it. So I want to invite you, before we begin the tapping practice, to actually just find a position that's comfortable. Make sure that you're supported by the chair beneath you. And if it feels safe to do so, go ahead and close your eyes. If not, then go ahead and just look down. Now let's just take a moment to focus on your breath. Just feel it in your body, pulling yourself into this moment. And I want to invite you, with your eyes closed, to go ahead and put your hands on your heart. I want to invite you to just think about everything that's happening in your life, in your world around you, and see what intensity level you would give that from a 0 to a 10. 0 is absolutely no stress whatsoever. 10 is very, very, very intense. Just see what number may come to you. And I want to invite you to also, as you're thinking about the current situation, your current life, your current stress, where do you feel that in your body? Just take a moment to be really attuned to your body. It might be something predictable, it might be something completely unexpected. Just be open to where you feel it in your body. And if you can, to describe that in any way that you can. Is there a color? Is there a texture? Is there a weight? Are there any other descriptive words that you can put to it? And when we tap together, I'm going to be using the phrase, I can feel it in my body, but you can feel free to use more descriptive language based on what you've just accessed and where you're feeling this in your body. So before we transition into tapping with your eyes still closed, I want to invite you just into some centering and grounding breath work that can help as a starting point to calm your nervous system. So, inhaling nice and deeply into your core, into your center, and then exhaling just down your legs, out the bottom of your feet. Take a few more cycles, inhaling nice and slowly, slowing everything down into your core. Exhaling down your legs, out the bottom of your feet. And as you continue with this breath work, breathing into your core, I invite you on that exhale to just imagine all of the stress in your body going down your legs, out the bottom of your feet. You can even imagine roots coming out of the bottom of your feet, going down to the center of the earth. Just continue inhaling into your center, exhaling, releasing down your legs at the bottom of your feet. And take one more full round, really slowing your breathing down, feeling the depth perhaps at your core. You can feel the expansion at your stomach. And then the releasing down your legs, out the bottom of your feet. And when you feel ready, go ahead and just open up your eyes. Feel yourself in the moment. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start tapping. And we're going to start tapping right here on the side of the hand, the karate chop point. Just gentle, a nice gentle tap at whatever pace feels good to you. You don't have to follow my pace. We're actually going to start with what we call the setup statement. And we're going to say a statement 3 times, continuing to tap on this point. And then we're going to go through some other points in the body, starting with the top of our head, and I'll guide you all the way through. So if you are in a place that you can repeat out loud, I strongly encourage you to repeat out loud. And if you can't or you're not comfortable doing so, you can absolutely repeat it in your mind. So I will leave space for you to repeat the words after I say them. Even though I am feeling all of this stress, and I can feel it in my body. And this is where you can begin to use your own words if you have a particular part of your body. And there's so much out of my control. I feel uneasy and nervous. I feel fear and sadness. I accept myself and how I feel. And if that phrase doesn't resonate for you, you can always say, I would like to, I will try to, whatever you say, you want to make sure resonates for you. So feel free to adjust the language. So we're going to do the setup statement 2 more times. Even though I have all this stress and I can feel it in my body, and there's so much out of my control. And I feel uneasy and nervous. And I feel fear and sadness. I accept myself and how I feel. All right, we're going to do that one more time. Even though I feel so much stress and I can feel it in my body. There's so much out of my control. And I feel uneasy and nervous. And I feel fear and sadness. I accept myself and how I feel. So now we're going to transition and we're going to tap through the points, and we're just going to use some of the language that we used in the setup statement. So we're going to start at the top of your head. So just picture the middle point at the top of your head, and you're just going to tap here nice and gently. I feel so much stress. You can repeat after me. The next point is the eyebrow point, right here where the eyebrow begins. And you can do it on either side with either hand, that doesn't matter. I can feel the stress in my body. Next point is right next to the eye. There's so much out of my control. Under the eye right here. I feel uneasy and nervous. Then right here under the nose, I feel fear and sadness. And then right here at the mark in between your lip and the chin. And I can feel it in my body. And really name here where in your body you feel it. And describe it. And then your collarbone points right here. I like to do both. You don't have to. It just feels good for me to do both. I have so much stress. And then you're going to go under your arm. Right here is the point. So you can just do one side, or I like to do both sides. There's so much out of my control. And we're going to go back up to the top of the head and do a few more rounds. I feel uneasy or nervous. Eyebrow point. I can feel it in my body. And really name it. We're going to keep coming back to the body because that's really a place that we can release a lot. Side of the eye, there's so much out of my control. Under the eye, I feel uneasy and nervous. Under the nose, I feel fear and sadness. Under the mouth, and I can feel it in my body. Collarbone points. So much out of my control. Under the arm, I feel uneasy and nervous. We're going to do one more round with this language, and then we're going to shift our language a bit. So much stress. Eyebrow point, I can feel it in my body. Side of the eye, so much out of my control. Under the eye, I can feel it in my body. Under the mouth, I feel uneasy and nervous. Under the mouth, I feel sadness and fear. Collarbone points, and I can feel it in my body. Under the arms, so much stress. We're going to go back up to the top of the head, and we're going to shift some language to begin to open our systems up for a little bit of reprieve from this stress, right? Every tap that we do on the body is actually communicating with our nervous system that we're safe right here and right now. Every tap helps our nervous system say that. We're going to add some language to help move that forward a little bit. I'm open to releasing some of this stress from my body. Eyebrow point. Right here and right now, I'm safe. Side of the eye. It's safe and okay to release this from my body. Under the eye. My stress won't solve the bigger problem. under the nose, and I'm open to releasing some of this stress from my body. Under the mouth, I can begin to relax my body, even if only for a few moments. Collarbone points, can begin to release tension in my body. Under the arms, I'm open to putting down some of this stress. Do one final round. I'm open to releasing this stress from my body. Eyebrow point, right here and right now, in this moment, I'm safe. Side of the eye. And it's safe to release this from my body. Under the eye. My stress won't solve the bigger problem. Under the nose. I can begin to relax my body, if only for a few moments. Under the mouth. I can begin to release tension from my body. And I'm open to releasing some of this stress from my body. Under the arms. It's safe to release this from my body. I want to invite you to put your hands on your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath. Check in with yourself. See if a number comes up for the intensity. If it went down even just a little bit, that was a gift that you gave to yourself. You can feel free to use this recording over and over to help calm your nervous system, release some of that stress from your body. I'm hoping that this practice was helpful.